Now, Euro Fantasy 2024 has only been out for a couple of days, but I've already made some tweaks and updated my draft, and I'm going to share that with you in today's video, as well as discussing what my chip strategy is going to be throughout the course of this game. Now, before we dive into today's video, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for the support that you showed on the last Euro 2024 video. If we could do the same again for this video, it would be massively appreciated by me, as we are closing in on that 4,000 subscriber mark. So if you do like the content you see on the channel, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, before we go and take a look at the team, I think it's important to know which fixtures we should be looking to target. Now, if you want to take a screenshot of this, be my guest. I put this together. I've kind of ranked every team and every fixture. This will obviously update as the tournament does progress, as well, because, you know, certain teams that might be on here as maybe a red or a green could really, you know, surprise us in the opening two games and potentially kind of switch our perceptions of those teams as well. Some of the top teams, they don't always perform at these big tournaments, and again, that could be the case with this one. But for our planning for the draft, we're going to be looking obviously at game week 1, which fixtures are looking pretty tasty. As you can see, Germany at the top there with the light green against Scotland, Italy with the darker green against Albania, definitely one to be targeting, England against Serbia, you know, France against Austria, Belgium against Slovenia or Slovakia, I can't remember which one's in that group, and then Turkey against Georgia as well, probably one to potentially consider, and then right at the bottom, Portugal versus Czech Republic. So they're just a couple that I definitely think we should be looking to target. As you can see coming up though, there is some other good fixtures around 2 and 3 as well. So like I said, if you do want to take a screenshot of this kind of graph, maybe it'll help you with your planning for the future game weeks, or game week 1, game week 2, and game week 3. Take a screenshot now, get it in there, save it on your phone, and then you've got that slight advantage over all your mates. You know which teams you probably should be looking at for this week, game week 2, and game week 3. Now, moving on to my chip strategy. Now, compared to FPL, I think it's a little bit easier to potentially plan this out. Obviously, FPL, you've got plenty of chips to use. In this one, there's only 2 chips, so it makes that a little bit easier in my personal opinion. The first one is a wildcard, works exactly the same as FPL. This chip can only be used once and can be played anytime except match day 1. Obviously, we're not going to use it in this first match day because we've already got unlimited transfers. And then again, in match day 4, if you didn't know the rules, that is the round of 16. You get unlimited transfers again when you do reach that round. So it can't be played in either of those rounds. Any other round is perfectly fine to use the wildcard chip. And then the other one is Limitless. Now, if you've been playing Champions League Fantasy, you will be aware of this chip. Basically, that allows you to make free transfers for that match day with no budget restrictions. Once that match day has finished, your squad will go back to how it was before you did play that Limitless chip. So very much works like a free hit in terms of it just lasts for the 1 week and then your squad returns to how it was in its previous state. But the slight tweak that I do like with this game, and maybe something, you know, FPL potentially could take on board going into next season, is the fact that you do have unlimited budget. So it allows you to go and get the top echelon of players, the big boys, the big hitters, kind of slam a team full of them. You don't have to worry about budget. Go and target some great fixtures and have a little bit of fun. So they're the two chips that are available in the game. But let's talk about my strategy and what I'm planning to do in this game. My strategy, I think it's pretty straightforward. We are going to wildcard in match day 2, and we're going to hit that Limitless chip in match day 3. And you might be thinking, this is a little bit early to be playing these chips. Let me talk you through the process. So obviously the first draft, we get unlimited transfers. That is going to be used to target match day 1. As I highlighted in the previous section, we're obviously going to be targeting the best teams for match day 1, looking which teams have got good fixtures, which players could do exceptionally well in that one. Then we're going to hit that wildcard button in game week 2 or match day 2 to target the easier fixtures or teams that have really good fixtures in that one. Then finally, for the final group stage, we're going to hit that Limitless chip and we're going to play it in match day 3 to get hold of as many premium assets as possible for those final group games in match day 3. A lot of the big teams, as well as we'll come on to see, do have a lot of, you know, easier opponents, if you like, and maybe if they've not qualified at that point, we can cram as many big boys in there as possible. But we'll go through each kind of, you know, teams to be targeting and all that stuff in a little while. But yeah, this is the plan for me. So we're going to use match day 1 or this draft to just get players in that focus on match day 1. Then we're going to wildcard, just focusing on match day 2. Limitless, obviously in match day 3, trying to get as many premium assets in with that unlimited budget as well. And then for the round of the 16, we basically get another wildcard anyway, because we've got unlimited transfers. So it's very, very easy, very, very straightforward in my opinion. Now let's look at the match day 2 strategy to start off with. This is going to be the wildcard one. As you can see, we do have the fixtures on the left. And what I've done is I've put each nation in a tier. Now, tier 1 are definitely players. I feel you at least need 2 of these potential players from this nationality. Tier 2, maybe 1 or 2. And then tier 3, just some different teams that do have favourable fixtures in that week. As you can see, Belgium and Croatia are the 2 clear candidates for me. Belgium playing Romania. I definitely think I'll probably go in for the triple up on that one. Probably somebody like Romelu Lukaku, you know, probably KDB, and then the defender, maybe Castagna, someone like that. Croatia as well, they're also playing Albania, so you're probably looking at the likes of maybe like a Modric, a defender in there as well. Those could be some pretty tasty picks for that one, so that could be a very, very decent shout. Tier 2, these are the teams that I think have okay-ish fixtures. Definitely the latter 3 on this list. England, Portugal and Germany. You would be expecting them all to go and win their games. Hungary, not the easiest one for Germany. Portugal do play Turkey. Again, you would expect them to go and win that one, but how is that one potentially going to fare for those two? You feel whoever wins that game is going to top that group down at the bottom. And then England as well. I think they've got Denmark. Yeah, Denmark. Again, one of those games where it could be a little bit difficult. Not really too easy to predict which way that one could go, but definitely, and again, teams that I probably would be looking to target. And then Switzerland, they play Scotland. Again, seeing how Scotland do get on in that game. And then across the bottom, we've got Serbia, Ukraine, Georgia and Czech Republic. All of these teams have fairly, I'd say, like winnable games. So definitely, you know, we should be looking and potentially scouting some of these players for our match day 2 wildcard. Right, let's move on to match day 3. This is where we're going to be playing the limitless chip. Now, the reason I have gone, you know, limitless in 3 and wildcard in 2, I could have done it the other way, but the reason I've gone for the limitless is, as you can see, there are a lot more high caliber teams with better performing players that do have, you know, better fixtures in this game week. As you can see, just from the tier 1 and tier 2 brackets, pretty filled out with some pretty, you know, pretty good sides. Portugal up against Georgia. England have got Slovakia or Slovenia. I can't remember who's in our group. It just says SLO. That's a little bit of a maybe one I need to change on that one. And then Spain as well. They've got Albania on the final day in their group. Potentially a game they need to go and win as well. So definitely worth, you know, potentially even 2 free players from each of these sides. Germany have got Switzerland. A little bit of a difficult game to call. Belgium have got Ukraine. Again, I would favour Belgium to go and do quite well in that one. France have got Poland. Again, would be favouring them. I think 1 or 2 players from their side would be absolutely fantastic. And then the Netherlands, they do take on Austria. Again, a little bit of a difficult one to call, but like I said, this is why I'm going to play the limitless chip in match day 3. There's a lot more kind of better teams with better players in my personal opinion. So definitely, you know, we're going to be, you know, a little bit maybe tight for budget if we didn't go for that way. This way we can pack that team with the likes of Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Cancelo, Kane. Who else is there? You know, Gramado, you know, any kind of Spain players as well. Maybe if we want some other Germany players as well, Romelu Lukaku, KDB. You know, there's so many top quality players we can go and get with this limitless chip in match day 3 with quite favourable fixtures. That is why I've got it this way around, and that is the strategy I'm going to be implementing at the start of this Euro Fantasy game. Let me know if you agree with it down in the comments section. If you've got any questions as well about your chip strategy, get it in the comments, as I will try to help you out as best as I possibly can. But yeah, that's enough about chips. Let's go and take a look at my updated draft. Wasting no time and diving straight into our team. We're going to start off with the goalkeepers first. Now, in goal at the moment, we do have Brescia, I want to go from Albania. He's obviously up first, like I did justify or explain in the last kind of draft video I did. Obviously, with this game, you do get manual substitution. So what you want to be doing is playing the players that play first. That's the way that we're going to go with this. So he plays before Lunin. That is why he is in our starting 11 and not Lunin at the moment. But yeah, he's going to be our goalkeeper. Now, you might be like, who is this guy? Well, he's played 5 out of the last 8 international games for Albania in goal. He's 4 million. I'm not really expecting too much from him, to be honest. It's just having a playing goalkeeper. Like I said, he plays first, so we can risk it. If it doesn't happen, I'm very, very happy for Lunin to come off the bench. Obviously, Real Madrid's goalkeeper, you know, quite a high caliber goalkeeper as well. Ukraine have only conceded 14 goals over qualifying and in the Nations League. I think that's pretty good for a side like Ukraine as well. Quite a good fixture for them in the opening match day. Romania as well, so I would expect, you know, at least a couple save points, maybe a clean sheet if I do get lucky, but I think for 4.5 million, you really can't go wrong with that one. A top quality goalkeeper with a pretty sexy fixture as well. And then Brescia, he's just a 4 million goalkeeper. If he gets that clean sheet against Italy, I'll take my hat off to him and happily accept the points. But yeah, I think those two are quite nice goalkeepers. Give us a lot of budget as well to play with to build a really good team going forward. So we're going to start off moving into the kind of forward players and attacking players. We're going to start off with the defenders first, not the attacking players. What am I chatting? We're going to start off with the defenders first. We've obviously got Timothy Castagna. Well known if you have been playing FPL over the past few years for Fulham and for Leicester. 1 goal and 3 assists for him. Belgium do play a wing-back system as well. I think that could be very beneficial for him. Allows him to get forward, allows him to, you know, go and potentially get some of these attacking returns that we've experienced in regular FPL as well. And interestingly, Belgium's defence in qualifying was absolutely immense. Only conceded 4 goals over the qualifying period as well. Maybe that might potentially dwindle with playing higher quality sides, but that's still a very good, strong defensive record to be going to a tournament in, to be honest. So I think very wise going for Timothy Castagna. Moving on to our next defender, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation on this one, so I do apologise. It's going to be Mittelstand from Germany. Now, you might be like, who the hell is this guy? Well, he's currently potentially going to be the left back for Germany in this tournament. Now, he's only played 2 out of the last 10 international games, but a lot of predicted lineups I am seeing do have this guy starting. Obviously, we could free up a little bit more money, go and get the likes of Tar or Rudiger. You know, they're pretty nailed, pretty solid guys, but what this guy offers, 4 million, I think it allows us to go and, you know, bring in some top quality players further forward. And if he does end up playing for Germany against Scotland, I would be very happy with that. 4 million as well for him could be a little bit of a cheeky differential if, and maybe a little bit of a hidden gem as well, if he does manage to play in match day 1. Moving on to our next defender, it is going to be Di Lorenzo from Italy. Obviously, like we hark back to targeting the fixtures, Italy do play Albania in the opening match day. A very good fixture for them. He is an attacking fullback, 1 goal and 6 assists for a very poor Napoli side this season. So hopefully on the international stage, he can do a little bit better, but he is known for his attacking ability. So if he could get a clean sheet and maybe an assist or a goal, that would be absolutely filthy from him. And then finishing up, we do have João Cancelo, again a very well-known people to have played FPL over the past few years. 2 goals, 3 assists for him at Barca this season. A pretty strong fixture as well for Portugal in the opening game. So that completes the ones in the kind of lineup at the moment. And then on the bench, we do have Jan Bednarek. He's 4 million. I recognise him. I know he's going to play as well in a back 5 system for Poland. So that's the only reason I went for him. Maybe once we find out who's actually been called up for all the teams and once friendlies have started taking place, I think maybe I will try and scout another 4 million defender. But for now, Bednarek, he does the job. Exactly what we need. Nice, cheap. He's probably not going to come off the bench and frees up a lot of funds to go and do some pretty saucy stuff in the attacking lineup. Right, let's go and take a look at our midfielders. Obviously, we're going to have Jude Bellingham in here, one of the highest owned players at the moment. Now, I am tempted with Phil Foden. I do feel like he's a little bit more attacking, coming off the back of an absolutely astonishing season with Manchester City as well. I'm very interested to see how Gareth Southgate lines this England team up and whether or not it's going to get the best out of Phil Foden, because if it does, he's 0.5 million cheaper and I could be tempted to make that switch to him. But Jude Bellingham has been absolutely fantastic with Real Madrid, picking up the league title and potentially going to pick up the Champions League as well next weekend. So very good fixture as well for England. Very good player. Could be an extremely good pickup But like I said, I am tempted with Phil Foden. We're going to have to wait and see how the friendlies do play out in that one. Moving on to our next midfielder, it is going to be Florian Wirtz. 10 goals, 10 assists in Leverkusen's unbeaten Bundesliga season. He's going to wear the armband for us because you do get to change it after, you know, each game takes place, or like each match kind of day, if that makes sense. So like if there's 2 games on a day, you can change it to someone after. You can't go backwards though, so you are always progressively taking that gamble if the players don't do well, or if they do well and you think someone's going to do better, you know, you are always going to be taking that risk. But he plays up first. Pretty good season for him against Bundesliga, for Leverkusen, sorry. But I did watch him last night in the Europa League, not conference, just Europa League final, and I wasn't overly impressed with his performance. So maybe a player that could come out, but I think he's going to realistically stay. I think he's had a fantastic season. He's pretty nailed in that Germany side as well, so I would expect him to play against Scotland. I want to have a player, especially a captain player as well, in that first game. Germany, the host nation as well, so playing a lot of games at home, it does have a major advantage, so I think it could be a little bit of a decent pickup. Finished up our midfield, or at least a starting midfield, we've got Bruno Fernandes, a very solid performer. He has played the last 10 games for Portugal. I do feel like it is his time to shine. Cristiano Ronaldo's final tournament for Portugal, realistically. And then you do feel like Bruno Fernandes is going to be the star of that team. I can't see him being a minutes issue. He's a fantastic footballer as well. And with the group that Portugal have got coming up, I think he could be a phenomenal pick, even if you aren't on the same strategy as me. If you just, you know, going to play it out 1, 2, 3, have a little bit of fun, he could be a valuable pickup across the course of this group stage. Right, let's take a look at the bench players. We've obviously got Zinchenko, a well-recognised name if, again, you've played FPL or watch any Premier League football. He's coming in at 5.5 million. Only 1 assist in qualifying for Ukraine. I think once the friendlies have taken place, I might do a little bit more scouting around this, see if we can find a better 5.5 or maybe 6 million midfielder than Zinchenko. If you found one, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm not overly convinced by him. At the moment, he is a little bit of a placeholder, and I do feel I probably will update him. But it is a pretty good fixture for Ukraine. You do feel if they've got any chance of getting out of that group, they need to be beating teams like Romania if they do want to progress in this tournament. And then finishing up, we do have another Georgian player. I had one in my last video, had the striker. This time we're going for the right winger, played for Watford this season. He is in a lot of predicted lineups, and at 4.5 million, I think he could be my little gem, to be honest. 6 out of the last 10 international games he has started for Georgia as well, and at 4.5 million, realistically, I don't think he's going to leave my bench, but for 4.5 million to have a playing player, it could be absolutely immense. Again, he could be one of these little gems that just sits on the bench, gets a couple points. If I need him to come on, he is there because at least he's going to play. So I think he could be a nice, tidy little pickup. Right, let's move on to our forwards. We're going to start off with Big Rom from Belgium. Absolutely smashed it in qualifying, did he? 14 goals for the Belgian national sides, and Belgium also averaged 2.8 goals per game in qualifying. An absolutely stellar fixture as well, up against Slovakia in their opening match day. I think Belgium could very easily go and put 4 or 5 past, and it would not surprise me to see Big Rom involved in some goals. The other 2 forwards, I think, are very self-explanatory. Probably going to be 2 of the highest owned players within the game. It is Kylian Mbappe, it is Harry Kane. Both have astonishing fixtures as well, and both have astonishing previous records in tournaments as well at picking up goals. Both of them, you know, potential golden boot winners for this tournament. Harry Kane has already won one as well, so, you know, the caliber we're talking with those 2, absolutely phenomenal. Both have pretty good fixtures as well. Both, I feel confident, could go and score in that opening game as well in the Euros. So that was my updated draft. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments section below. As well, there is the FPL Tom Super League. If you want to use the league code, join our league. We've got over 100 members in there already. It would be nice to get some more in. If you do end up winning it, you will get a little shout out from me on the channel, and a little congratulations as well. If we do some live streams throughout the course of this tournament as well, you probably will pick up some shout outs along the way if you're doing exceptionally well in that league. So get yourself in there if you do want to receive a potential shout out. But thank you very much from me, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, if you did enjoy this video today, we are trying to hit 4,000 subscribers as well. So, you know, just smash that subscribe button, like as well, and comment down below what you think of my draft.